All right, here we are with another Onnit podcast. And I want everybody listening to this podcast to go to Twitter right now, find Mike the Truth Jackson. What's your handle?
At the Truth Jackson.
At the Truth Jackson, because you got to check his picture before you listen to any part of this conversation, because it is a man in a top hat with his knuckles bared. Old-timey like. Real old-timey like.
Very much.
And it actually had a purpose. You were in some bare knuckle brawling recently. So what's up with that?
Yeah, there's a new league called BKB, which obviously stands for bare knuckle boxing. They're trying to, I guess, bring in a new sport. You know, maybe a new aspect, trying to
bring in a new 100,000-year-old sport.
They're trying to revamp, I guess boxing. Boxing is getting kind of stale right now with the emerging MMA.
Yeah.
So what they've done is they gotten rid of the ring, they gotten rid of ropes. You're pretty much in think of a big circle wrestling mat with like this elevated platform on the side.
This is sounding very blood sport.
Well, you know, normally in boxing, MMA, you started from
Sure.
your corner, you pretty much toe a line or toe like this inner circle. And
So is it like a sumo ring?
there you go. It's very much like a sumo
Can
ring.
you push someone off of it?
Yeah, you can. Well, with your fist.
But
But you start about literally. If
so you got to circle. I mean, you got to circle up. You know, if someone's coming at you in a rush, you just can't keep backing up.
You can't back up, and that's the part of the rules is on the platform. Obviously, some people you're getting touched up a little bit. They want to kind of step out. I think you get like a warning the first time you do it, and then after that, you actually get a standing 8 count. But it's pretty much designed where you can't run. Like there's no angles to cut. It's just you're in a big circle. Like I said, you toe the line, and literally, if you guys both take a step forward, I mean, you can smell his breath. That's how close you are. But it's fun. The only thing,
It sounds fun. It's fun,
right?
It sounds like a blast.
To get it sanctioned, though, technically you are bare knuckle, but what they've done is they've taken boxing gloves, and I think the event was sponsored by Grant. We had some legit boxing gloves. So they've taken like 5, depending on whatever weight class, obviously. That'll determine the weight, but the lower weight class is roughly about a 5-ounce boxing glove, and they cut out the knuckles. So the knuckles are exposed, but the only thing about it is really how you throw a punch that the knuckles will land.
Yeah.
I saw some guys get cut up.
Yeah, I bet.
From throwing like overhand rights and lefts and things like that with them. But it's really, I think it's more the cosmetic, but it serves its purpose. It's a great marketing tool.
Well, man, a 5-ounce glove, it's similar. What's UFC's a 4-ounce glove, right? Yeah. MMA's a 4-ounce glove. That's more to protect your hand than the other person's head, almost at that point.
Definitely. And what a lot of people don't understand, like even the difference between the MMA gloves and the boxing glove is the way that they're designed.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to feel that impact. With getting hit like that.
For sure.
These are actually boxing gloves, so it's not the fingers aren't exposed or anything like that.
No grabbing.
Things
like that.
No grabbing.
So, do you try to throw punches to get your knuckles to touch somebody or not?
I'm more of a technical striker.
Right.
I throw. I pride myself on my technique, so it's kind of hard for me to land solid with the exposed.
Because you really have to. You got to throw like Roy Nelson. Yeah, picking something, scratch your ass at the downswing, and then come over the top and bring the thunder.
You really have to throw just like a non-technical punch, really much to hit someone with your knuckles like that. So,
right.
But it was fun though. I had a great time.
Yeah, did you win?
I did not.
All right.
It was a little. I'm not making excuses. We were set to fight at. I think originally we were set. I fight at 155 pounds. But we were traveling for the whole thing, and I've never flown for a weight cut. So they asked me what weight I wanted to fight at, and I told them 160. Well, like 2 weeks out, the matchmaker and I spoke, and he was like, "Oh, well, there seemed to be a little bit of mix-up. We sent him a contract for 165 and you for 160." And at the time, I was actually in New York. And if anyone who knows me, I love to eat. And I was actually sitting in a deli, Carnegie Deli, right?
I'm 5 pounds underweight.
I was
pastrami, please.
I was at 169, and right when I got the
2 weeks
call.
out.
Yeah, 2 weeks out. I was 169, and for me, I love bizarre foods. So whenever I go somewhere, I look up I pretty much plan my trips around food. And I wanted to go to Carnegie Deli, get one of their sandwiches. And so I was like, sure. I didn't even really think about it too much. He kind of said it, and I was like, okay, sure, I'll do it. Fast forward to weigh-ins, dude came in at 173.5. Like, he didn't even try to make weight. I weighed in at 64 with shorts, and I had like some water and all
Your
kinds
watch was on.
Yeah,
you had a hat.
knocked out or anything like that. But I guess they changed the rules a little bit where, normally get a standing 8 count, but apparently you just get 8 seconds. And so I went down and I kind of like, oh shit, he hit me,
Yeah, sure.
And I went and took a knee. We did it at the. It was crazy. It took place at a boardwalk casino or something like that. And so when I found out where it was gonna be, I love casinos. I love gambling. We'll shoot some craps or something, play some poker. And the first thing I looked it up was to see if it was a real casino.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't think they could do that. I guess Indian reservations out in New Hampshire, but I don't know what kind of Indians are out there.
I was upset.
Yeah,
I wanted to gamble or something, but I did see a live, like on the boardwalk fist fight. It was pretty good. I saw one dude drop like 3 homeboys. He just looked at one, dropped him, looked at his other boy, dropped him, looked at the other dude and dropped him or tried to drop him. And my thing was, if you're the third homeboy and you see the first dude get hit,
yeah,
you should either run or help out or
yeah.
something.
Yeah, in or out. In or out.
He didn't. He just kind of stayed.
Just waited in line.
He waited
like
in line.
One of those old kung fu movies. Where
Exactly.
500 people come one at a time at Bruce Lee. Yeah,
That's exactly what happened.
I get you.
But yeah, it was a fun experience.
Are you going to do it again?
I am. I was waiting to see when they're putting on the next show. They originally told me somewhere in like September, October, and I was kind of waiting around because I'm under contract with them. So I was waiting around trying to get a fight, and I spoke with the matchmaker like early last week or something like that, and they said they're pushing it back to around late November, December. So with that, I can give me some fights out here.
Yeah.
Because they say I have to, I guess, a month out or something like that from, a contracted date. And I was like, fine, I can go out here and I got that itch, man. I want to get back in there. I had fun.
I hear you, man. So. You ever see the documentary called Knuckle?
Is that the one where they follow like the couple families doing
couple, like the gypsy families?
Yeah, I saw that. That was fun, man. I watched that probably about a year or so ago. It was not too long ago. It was good stuff.
The funny thing about that is you think about, and that's just full on, just bare fist, bare knuckle fighting to settle these old family disputes and rivalries and like Hatfield McCoy type of shit.
I was thinking that.
But some of those fights would last hours, and people have a misconception like, oh, you take the knuckles, that shit's going to be over in a second. Well, you got to also be a little more careful about what you're winging. One shot to the top of the head, and that hand's you're not going to use that hand anymore for a while. You're going to break your hand.
Definitely.
So these things extend it out.
I'm watching that knuckle right there.
Yeah.
And before they go, they say, no bad language.
What is this? okay. And I particularly, I can always come out to Ice Cube. It was a good day for, probably past 3 or 4 fights. Just as my song gets me in the zone. And then he was like, okay, well.
Thrift shops. When you get into that, you always been kind of feeling that, or you just listen to some Macklemore and you're like, oh man, that's just for me.
Who is Macklemore?
No, isn't he the guy singing that? I don't know.
I don't know who Macklemore is.
I don't know.
Popping tags, something about thrift
that
shop?
cat?
Yeah,
No, I don't listen to all that. I'm more of I listen to it's a good music.
Yeah.
I don't listen to the new.
All right, so you're saying you're old school with the thrift shop?
Yeah. I've just really, always been into like that vintage kind of feel.
Yeah.
And typically, the clothes that I wear now, it's either from sponsors that I love to rep. I really don't buy too much anymore. I'm an express person, so I'll go there and buy jeans and some button downs. But for the graphic tees, is really from different sponsors, and something really has to stand out for me to buy it. Like I've been to a couple of shops. Or online, like I love Big Bang Theory, and so I went and I got all like Sheldon shirts that he like the new Superman shirt, like Flash and Batman and stuff like that. But for the vintage, I just always just had like that love old school kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got that old school mustache rocking.
People
see that.
Yo, I came
Feel
to
that?
the first time I was in Austin was the last time. Well, it wasn't the first time, but it was the first time I actually experienced Austin. And man, people love this.
People love that stuff.
You putting cream in there?
I actually got a sponsor now.
They have a mustache cream sponsor.
they're a mustache wax called Stash Wharton. They do like pipes and all kind of stuff, and got some nice graphic tees too. But I got into the vintage, man. I just like old graphic tees. So and it was crazy because I went out here and I found some good ones. I found I like PBR and Lone Star beer. So I found like this cool PBR like graphic. It's kind of like, you could tell it's kind of like cheesy looking, but it had it had PBR on it. I was like, I gotta get that.
Yeah, buddy.
I got a Ghostbuster, like an original Ghostbusters one. And what else I got? I got a Sesame Street one, man.
Strong.
I don't care. I'll rock Sesame Street, man.
Strong, man.
It's cool.
So tell me a little bit more about this food, this kind of Epicurean food obsession you have here, planning your trips around some food. Because I got my spots too, so maybe we'll have some crossover.
We might have to. I just love to eat, man. As a kid, I've always just loved to eat, and it's crazy.
Do you cook or do you just go eat out?
I think I can. I choose.
I never have, but
choose-
hypothetically speaking,
I dabble a little bit. Get a
because
little
of my excellent taste buds, I would presume that I could cook if I tried.
That's how I look at it. Now, sometimes Shorty, she want to come over, and you might have to dabble.
So
a little
you've been
bit.
Snapchatting with some
There
shorty,
you go.
and then all of a sudden she may just want to come over.
I've done. Let's see. I've done spaghetti for a chick. I've done some salmon for a chick, and I think that's about it. Those are my two go-tos.
All right, so you're not much of a chef. Let's just get it out there. All right? Let's get that out there.
No, but I just love to eat, and so I love like Travel Channel food. Well, not too much food. It's crazy. I love to eat, but don't like Food Network as much. But Travel Channel is my go-to. I love Bizarre Foods.
So talk to me about some bizarre foods.
Oh man, I love the one thing I had not too long ago for the first time was gooey duck. Know what gooey duck is?
No, I don't. I don't like anything that starts with gooey.
I think I saw that in an episode of Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe.
Yeah,
They did a
you
whole
did.
thing about it.
Is it
it's
like
a clam?
It's a clam?
Yeah, that looks like a penis.
Nice.
But is that you can call it a phallic, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
but it's delicious. I eat all kind of.
This dick is delicious.
I've been looking for blowfish, but apparently blowfish is
It
seasonal.
can kill you.
I know, but I'm willing to
Yeah,
take that
yeah.
chance for some food, man. Live
So
on the
it's
edge.
kind of like a conquest type of thing. Like you're trying to eat weird stuff.
I like what
Have you ever had bull testicles?
I have not. I
Oh
want
man,
to
they're
try.
terrible. I was out in Spain and went to a really nice place that served really high quality bull testicles. This wasn't no street vendor just ripping them off some bull and putting them on a spit, So they serve them up and they cut them up in thinner slices. And everybody's kind of looking at them, and we're drinking more, just kind of hyping ourselves up. And then first person goes in, takes a bite, and I was like, damn it, now I definitely got to do
Right.
this. And it's kind of like chicken-ish,
Okay.
except it's really greasy.
Oh,
Like
man.
so greasy and like almost moist to the point of not meat anymore. It was terrible.
I can.
It was slimy.
I know that I can imagine.
The taste wasn't that bad, but the texture
Right.
and the mental thought
See,
of eating balls.
it's mental for a lot of people. Like for me, part of my family comes from Louisiana, so we eat some crazy stuff out there. Like I'm big in chitlins. If y'all don't know what chitlins are, it's pig intestines,
Yum.
and it's delicious. And now it may not
Don't listen
smell.
to this. Don't listen to this on it, people. This is blasphemy, but we'll allow it just because Mike the Truth's a friend.
There you go. It doesn't smell the greatest, when you prepare
Duh.
it. But
That's the path by which pigs pass shit, and it's not exactly like they eat a lot of good things to begin with when it first comes in.
That's true.
Okay,
That's true. But
so-
it's good. So I've tried. I grew up on chitlins.
Yeah.
I was eating. Well, it was crazy because we have people come over and it was like, oh,
Do they
what
take
are
it
you
all the way
cooking?
down to the asshole too, or do they
I
cut it
don't-
off at a certain
Look,
part of
I'm
intestine?
not on that
Is there
committee.
like one chitlin that just has the full sphincter attached to it, so you can really get the full pig alimentary canal experience?
I am not on that committee, so I do not know.
Is that kind of the same as tripas?
Is it?
It's like, well, I think tripas is kind of like a cow intestines though instead of
Yeah,
pig,
see,
right?
I haven't had three.
They're like super crispy. Are they really crispy?
No,
Not the same
no,
thing?
no.
All right.
Chitlins aren't crispy.
No.
What are they, soggy? That's even worse.
Yeah.
They're
But
like-
I'm telling you, it's good. Man,
it's
you put
like
some
a-
hot sauce on it, put some Tabasco, some Louisiana on
Man,
it.
put some hot sauce on some chicken or some gator. You're from Louisiana. Gator is delicious.
I love gator.
Gator is delicious.
I love gator. I had
Why you eating pig intestine when you can eat
'cause
gator?
It's good.
There's plenty of
I eat
gator
all
around.
that. That's true. That's true.
There's no shortage of gator in the world.
That's very true.
Hey, Aubrey, check out.
What else, man? I've had some raccoon and
That
I
doesn't
love
sound too bad.
deer and
When I was down in Peru, they had
Oh, man.
one of the delicacies they had was two of them. They had sliced guinea pig.
I would eat that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. And then alpaca loins.
I would
Those
eat
were
that
like
too.
two of the delicacies. I did not go for it.
Oh, come on. You
Nah,
gotta
man,
try
look,
it once.
No, I don't. If it was good, it would be other places. People would pick it up. This is a global community,
Okay.
Shit that's good, it permeates beyond the
Okay.
local spot. If gooey duck was good, I could get it at Swift's Attic right
Dude,
here in
I'm
Austin.
telling you, if you go to a high-end sushi restaurant, you can get some gooey duck. Because that's where I had to go to get mine. I
You
didn't
also
get it
some
at
tiger balls too somewhere. That
Probably
shit ain't
true.
good.
some tiger penis.
Yeah.
That was from damn, what was the movie was that from? Booty Call. Tiger penis. No, but I was thinking you mentioned the bull testicles. It's probably similar to oh man, what is that? It's something tails.
Oh, oxtails.
Oxtails.
Yeah.
No?
It is.
Well, I
It
meant
is.
like the texture and the
It is
grease.
kind of
Okay.
like beef cheeks, oxtails,
Okay.
that kind of, but gristlier a little bit.
Oh wow.
It's because it's not it's not like a big muscle. I don't know. It's like a gland, I guess. So
Okay.
it's more like a combination of that and sweetbreads and all kinds of that. So all that nasty
We
shit.
should go to some restaurants.
You ever been
together.
to have you been to Swift's Attic out here in Austin?
No, I
Anybody who's in Austin, I highly recommend Swift's Attic. Awesome food, and they got a bunch of cool stuff. Right now, they're serving antelope heart. Which
Last
is-
time
which
I
is
was in
pretty cool.
Austin, I had antelope heart.
Oh yeah, I took you there. We
Oh,
went there
yeah.
together.
I didn't know the name of that place.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
went there
yeah.
and ate, dude. I don't know. I just eat.
I forgot. Yeah, that's where we went out to eat.
I have had antelope heart. I
There
can
you
add
go.
that to my list of things.
Yeah.
that I've had.
And did you feel faster the next day? Because it's supposed to give you the Wendigo of the antelope itself, the spirit of the animal, so to increase your speed.
I don't recall too much of the next day.
That's what my cannibal friends tell me. That if you
Really?
eat the heart of someone, you get their speed and power.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned it, I've heard that. I don't want to try it.
No.
I don't want to test that
No,
theory
I don't think.
out.
No, probably not the
But-
best thing.
I'll just take their word for it.
Yeah,
That's about it.
yeah. For sure. So tell me a little bit about, how'd you get into this? How'd you grow up? How'd you get into fighting? Did you get in a bunch of street fights as a kid? Or?
I did not. I actually it's crazy. I grew up, my mother, she ended up remarrying when I was younger, and she married a doctor. My mom's a nurse, so I grew up in a very affluent home, so I didn't really have to bother for that. I didn't struggle.
Yeah.
Went to good schools, things like that. But I was always a fan of wrestling and boxing and things like
pro
that.
wrestling?
Yeah.
Who was your guy?
Man, I love The Rock. That was
Rock.
a dude.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was a big Ultimate Warrior fan.
Yeah.
That dude's crazy though.
I love the Ultimate Warrior.
He's come to find out, he's really out there. But MMA really just fell in my lap. I had one of my cousins. He called me up one day and he was just like, "Hey man, we got this thing on DVD. This was like UFC, the early days, 1, 2, and stuff like that. I had it on DVD or on the pay-per-view bootlegs and stuff like that." And I checked it out and I was like, "Man, this is cool. I would love to. I was really just a fan of it." And then my mom, I tell her to this day, I was like, as a kid, I always wanted to do karate. She wouldn't let me do karate. I was like, see, I wouldn't be
this
fighting.
Is what happens.
And I told her that.
Happens.
She was like, see, you should let me do karate.
Mom, let your sons do karate, and don't tell your girls never to have sex because they're going to have a whole lot of it when they get to college. If you don't let them have anybody sleep over in high school, you gotta let the fucking animal out a little bit.
You got to, man.
Try to box that thing up. It's going to go wild.
It was great.
You're going to have an MMA fighter as a son and a slut as a daughter. You got to be careful. Got to be careful. Allow them some freedom.
Yeah,
freedom
man.
is good.
I told her
make
I wanted
good
to
decisions.
Definitely got to make good decisions. Like playing sports, it took her forever to let me play football. Like for me, I was always an athlete. I played baseball, basketball, eventually football when she allowed me. Swim, tennis. I was just an all-around athlete. But anyway, she didn't let me do karate, so that's my. I was told her, you should let me do it. I did a little like backyard kind of boxing. Like we lived on a lake. And we had like this deck, and so I would get like cousins. And
so you
friends.
try to knock people out and then have them fall in the water. Good thinking.
Yeah, a little bit. So when
another one's knocked out in the water. Someone go get him.
So I had people were kind of recorded, and I showed a few people. Kind of like I was kind of prideful, and people like, "Hey, you're pretty good."
So you're pretty good at the start. Yeah, you just had a knack for it.
Yeah, and fast forward a little bit to college, and 2008. And
it hasn't been that long.
It's been that long. Yeah.
So you've been pretty busy.
I have,
From 2008 to 2013. How many fights do you have already?
Amateur fights, man, I don't even remember. Probably like total, because I did MMA, boxing, and kickboxing. I won the Golden Gloves a few years back out in Houston. And then I recently, made the jump to pro. But for me, it was more because I'm still in school. I'm like a career student, man. I just love being in school. My mom hates it.
That's funny.
And that takes up a lot of time. And
yeah, what are you trying to get your degree in?
I finally switched. I changed so many times, but now I'm doing sociology.
Okay.
So I have this theory. I want to do something about fans. That's whatever my thesis or whatever it's going to be on is about fans of sports. Because fans are crazy, man.
Yeah,
they're crazy.
Yeah, there's actually a good book I can give you. It's called The 5 Levels of Attachment, and it shows fan comes from fanatic. So yeah, they are crazy, but yeah,
that's my thing.
And they use the analogy of soccer fans to show you how attached you are to your team. But it's interesting.
That's wild. Dude.
Yeah, sociology is a cool subject. It kind of crosses over between philosophy and psychology and anthropology. It's like all converging on sociology.
I interned at ESPN this past semester, and I talked to a lot of crazy fans on the phone. It's weird too, man. They come out of nowhere. I was on a national show, so we had callers from all over the country. I had this one dude from Hawaii. He was a little slow, but he would, he was a regular. He would wait. Like the show, I think went on at 9. It was like he was just waiting by the radio. And as soon as 9, he dialed a number and he called in. I was like, what's this dude doing? But had some interesting people. But I did doing sociology. What were we talking about? We were talking about school.
Yeah.
Into that. So we'll see what happens,
Cool,
once
man.
I get out there.
So how'd you get the nickname The Truth? Because I've seen some of the things. I've seen you on my Warrior Poet Facebook, and you're writing some truth.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So I don't know if that's how you got the name. How'd you get the
I
nickname?
actually got the name prior to even competing in MMA. A friend of mine, I was like I said, I was at A&M, and I had I can't remember what hurricane it was. It was some big hurricane, and I think they did split half of Tulane, and the Tulane University ended up coming A&M. Well, I'm a big fan of basketball. I played basketball. That's actually some of my years of not going to class was spent playing basketball. But the Tulane guys came out, and I became real good friends with a dude named Vince Camper. And he and I were just hanging out, and I really can't remember how the name came up, but I don't know if he was like flowing or something or what he was doing, but he gave me the name The Truth, and it really kind of stuck, And it was almost like a Paul Pierce kind of thing. Yeah. And and it really, man, I ended up getting it like tattooed on my back. And
you're like, all right,
yeah, I am the truth. I got to roll with it now, And it really just
Do you
went
tell
on.
people you can't handle the truth? Because I would. If my nickname
some
was The
people
Truth,
did.
you can't handle the truth.
It's funny because some people they want to do shirts for me and stuff. And it's like, well, what's your like little slogan? You have a motto or something? I'm like, no. Well, what about you can't handle the truth? I'm like, everyone says it every time, but it's
funny.
cool, man. But yeah, that's how I really got it. It has nothing to do with fighting.
Yeah.
It kind of just stuck with me. It's really in my personality. I'm kind of a blunt person. I tell it like it is. Sometimes me now, because I've become like this personality for Houston MMA, Texas MMA. So I'm like this media figure. So sometimes I have to kind of not be so outspoken, but I think I'm here coming soon. I might do a little heel turn.
Yeah.
I might.
Just go for it.
I just might, people
Start
come
it
see
now.
me as
Come
a
on.
baby face,
Start it now.
It might come out. We got some stuff happening in Houston next week that might get some people upset.
You want to foreshadow a little bit?
It's just some MMA fights, and I might have to be a little dirty and not give a dude an interview, or maybe call him out in his own interview.
Yeah.
We'll
but
see.
Harken back to your pro wrestling.
There you go.
Pedigree
See,
there,
man.
Stir some shit up. Stir that pot up a little bit.
People love it. I'm a great, on the mic and camera person. So we'll see how it goes.
Right on, man. Well, tell us a little bit how you got into the Onnit stuff and how you found out about us. And
man, Onnit, how did it's been? It seemed like it's been forever since I've been taking.
It has been a while, right?
I think it was more than likely. I'm pretty sure it was because I listened to Joe Rogan's podcast. I'm a big fan of his. He's we have a lot of very similar, outlooks at life.
Sure.
I was just telling somebody yesterday. I've been listening for so long, but he had it was one of his older not old, maybe like a week old. And he was telling somebody something. It hit me. I was like, "That's how you live life." I can't remember the exact saying, but I'm real forgetful. I've probably been hit in the head not too many times. But I was listening to his podcast.
You don't remember who the guest was?
I can't remember who the guest was. It was a comedian.
Yeah.
It was the one right before Ian McCall. I'm listening to the Ian McCall now.
Yeah.
So whoever was before Ian McCall. It was something about people in general, because people are assholes sometimes.
They are sometimes.
But I was listening to his podcast.
But they're great sometimes.
That's
too.
true. That's true.
I think that's one thing that, a lot of people, I've been putting out messages and posts and things, and been surprised at how pessimistic some people are in humanity, but surprised and not surprised, because the assholes are the loudest. you know? And especially if you're on the internet already, you're going to be looking at these forums and these different message boards where like the assholes congregate, or YouTube video comments. It's like, where can someone bring the worst out of themselves? Oh, YouTube video comment.
Oh man, those are the worst.
So you get this kind of skewed perception about how terrible people are, but I meet so many awesome people.
Definitely, man.
And I think it's important to keep that faith in humanity, keep the faith in the good of people.
No, I agree. For me, I meet a lot of people. A lot of people that I interact with online, because for me, I'm real social. So I'll get on Twitter. People tweet me or Facebook me, whatever it is. I'm real, easy to respond. It's funny because some people kind of like, I'll message them back. Like these are people I probably don't know, and it's like, oh man, no, I didn't really think you were gonna message me back. Like, dude, I'm just like you. I'm a regular cat. No matter who it is. But the people, they'll just talk, man. It's like they'll say, you know, the keyboard warrior types. They'll say this stuff, and you're like, I understand. And you can tell that's how they really are. But you wouldn't say this stuff to someone.
No,
you know,
never.
If they were sitting right, you know, across from you, or even if they were next door, or if they knew where you live, you know, you wouldn't say these things. And people just get out of hand.
Yeah.
You know? And I mean, it doesn't surprise.
And they wouldn't even say it not only because of fear of consequences, but they wouldn't say it because they would just be embarrassed.
Yeah. I
It'd
agree.
be just socially awkward
Right.
to say that to somebody.
I mean, some of the stuff like, let's pick Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
You know, Lindsay Lohan's not going to beat somebody up.
No.
So, of course, you know, they wouldn't be, I feel threatened by Lindsay Lohan, but they still wouldn't say it, you know, in her
Hell
face.
no.
And I'm just like, you just treat people. That's the way I look at it. Just treat people how you want to be treated.
It's kind of like you have a gun that you're not attached to.
Right.
You know, like if you have a BB, let's say you have a pellet gun, right? If you walk up to somebody and just shoot them with a pellet gun, you're going to see their reaction. You're going to see them wince in pain,
Right.
and you're going to feel like a dick.
Right,
You know?
definitely.
So you wouldn't do that, you know. But let's say you had this, you know, gun that's on remote control somewhere, and you don't have to see that shit,
Right.
And they can just press it, and then it'll just
You
shoot
don't know
somebody.
where
you don't know
you-
where it
you
is.
just turn away, you know, and hit it.
And so, but it's doing the same thing, man. I
Yeah.
mean, these things sting. I mean, people. The more comments you get, the tougher skin you get,
Yeah.
and the less you just kind of. You're more able to brush it off, but it's still, you know, you get stuff that stings sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
why are you being so mean? You know, and
don't know.
and so, but people
Take some
people
new
don't
move.
realize that they're doing that. They're
Yeah.
actually like firing a BB gun at somebody, you know, that they would never do in person, but because it's this barrier of the internet where that behavior is, you know, they can kind of escape from it and not
Yeah.
have to see the consequences. They just fire away.
Definitely. So it was funny. Speaking of this guy, I guess I'm not gonna mention his name. I don't even want to give him that much credit, but this guy kind of took it to another level. He was on Facebook, and this is actually how he made a name for himself. Is crazy. So this is guy, and apparently like he's undefeated, and like I don't even want to call it backyard wrestling or fighting. Like I saw a couple videos. He was on like a baseball diamond, so I call it like baseball diamond fighting. But like the dude, he like apparently he like 63-0 or something, like some crazy number. But he went on Facebook, and I trained with Dane Pineda. If people don't know him, featherweight in the UFC.
Yeah.
Real good guy, real quiet. He didn't even know too much about computers, but and I even run his Facebook page for him.
Right.
But dude went out and called, like, I mean, this is a nobody, and he's called out like this, you know, UFC fighter, so to speak. And he just went on like this tangent about, oh, you know, I beat him up, he sucks, da da da. And it was like, who are you? And
Right.
so at first we really thought it was a troll. Like we
Right.
did not think that, because the way he attacked, like it was just random. It was like, this is not a real person. And I was like, until I see this dude in person, he's not real. Well, finally, because he had like these pictures like online, he takes his, you know, bathroom selfies, and like apparently he had like this tap out tattoo on him and all this other
this
yeah.
guy's he's
Yeah.
gathering points quick right now. He's putting points in the win column fast as shit. Get that tap out tattoo on.
So I see this guy, and I'm like, it wasn't a real person, you know. And eventually, someone had video of like one of his baseball diamond brawls, and I was like, wow, I think this may be a real person. I still was kind of like, okay, maybe it's an actor.
All right.
Maybe it's still not a real person. And then we do like these little family fun day, like hard sparring, you know, put the headgear on, shin pads and stuff. And the dude showed up, and he walked through the front, and I was kind of like at the door, like kind of, you know, checking tickets or whatever. And the guy walked through the door, and I was like I thought I just saw like, I don't know,
Yes,
Ben Stiller or somebody. That was the first name popped in my head, but it was like somebody just celebrity walked through the door, and we was kind of like, you know, mesmerized for a second. And the dude, he got in there, got beat up, and we thought it was the end of it. We thought
You think, yeah?
You thought,
think after?
you know,
It's pretty impressive that he actually showed up.
that was the thing. And so we was like, maybe, you know, we just thought he really thought he had a shot at just, you know, putting an ass whooping on somebody.
Yeah.
He ended up getting put to sleep because he didn't tap to like a triangle or something. But so I was like, okay, maybe the dude, he was humble. You know, his first time in there, you know, getting some sparring in with like a legit fighter. About a month went by, hadn't heard anything. He was humble. People offered him to come to a gym and train for free. And then he was like, one particular gym offered to let him train for free. All he had to do was like clean up the gym. He, oh no, I'm not gonna clean up no gym. Like, dude, you live in the hood somewhere. Like that, that you should be happy.
Sure.
That's all they're asking
Well,
from you.
opportunity comes, but you know, you got to open the door yourself.
Right. And it was quiet for about a month. And then after that, he started talking shit again to some other fighters. It was like, dude, clearly you haven't learned your lesson. So he's done that. I ended up blocking him. And I wasn't even friends with the guy.
That's oftentimes the best. There's, you know, in my own personal, it's you either have two options. One is, you know, be very nice and apologize for the circumstances that are causing them to be so angry. And that generally makes them more angry.
But
eventually they, you know, just like, I'm sorry that life in your outlook is so harsh and rough that it's causing you to be so angry.
Definitely.
And then, you know, sometimes if you keep doing that, they'll just like finally let their guard down, and that's kind of a cool thing to see.
Right.
Or if they're just being ridiculous, you just gotta block them.
Yeah, this guy's
And like, all right,
the funny
goodbye.
thing about the funny thing, he wasn't even like friends with me on Facebook. I just got tired of seeing other people post about him.
Yeah.
And they would like share his status. I was like, I don't even want to see this guy's name anymore.
Man.
So I ended up blocking him. But he pretty much talked his way into an actual fight next weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, like a legit amateur fight.
Wow.
It's not going to go too well for him.
But it'll probably sell some tickets.
Yeah, actually, it was funny. I saw him we had like another little sparring event. It happened at a strip club. That was an interesting
Sparring event in a strip club.
Yeah, well, it was in a parking lot. They like the production was
sparring
legit.
event at a parking lot in a strip club. Call it what you want, Mike. Call it what you want, but that's a fight, son.
That's
if
what
it's in
it
the
was.
parking lot of a strip club, it's a fight.
They had a cage and everything set about it. You know, the production was legit. I was the MC and stuff. I was reffing and MCing all at the same time. But he ended up showing up and he got beat up pretty bad.
Yeah,
but not to the point where he had to go like emergency room or anything like that. But just to the point where like, dude, like you need to stop what you're doing.
It's not your thing.
No, so
it's not your thing, man.
He ended up that parlayed into a legit amateur fight, with a guy that. This dude's like get back to karate. He's like a world karate, multi-talented karate champion or something.
Scary, dangerous, deadly.
Been on, they showed like one of his fights on Access TV. And this is an amateur dude, like 2 fights. But he'll be stepping in to face him next Friday, Saturday.
So he's going to get kicked in the face.
Yeah, he's going to get kicked a lot in the face. A lot.
That's funny.
So...
Well, we're going to wrap this podcast up here, Mike the Truth. What's your favorite Onnit product? What's helped you the most?
Man, I love the Alpha Brain, but because you guys, you know, you're starting with the food and stuff like that, and I love the Tonka bars.
Yeah.
Those Tonka bars.
Good.
They need to make them bigger.
It's happening, man.
Okay.
It's
and
happening.
The
it's
new,
in the works. Everybody be quiet. Shh. Don't repeat that. But it's happening.
The
bigger Tonka bars. Secret's out. Shh.
Don't tell
anybody.
The protein bars I have, the hemp force bars.
They're good too, huh?
It's crazy because when
we just got some new ones in. You're gonna have to get these.
I will.
Ones. Yeah.
When I make I do the bulletproof coffee, and for sweetener, I do hemp force.
Oh yeah, I do that too. Yeah.
I use a hemp force, and I drink that in the morning, and then I'm like, man, I don't think I should be eating all this protein because I want to go get a protein bar now. I was like, no, but those are my favorite. The Tonka bars and the Alpha Brain are definitely my 2 top favorites.
Right on, my friend. Well, it was a pleasure to have you on, and
Thank
we'll
you for
definitely
having
have to tune in to your next bare knuckle boxing brawl. And anybody, you can check him out doing anything he's doing out in Houston.
MikeTheTruth.com.
MikeTheTruth.com.
Follow me on Twitter at
Right
The Truth
on.
Jackson.
Take it easy, everybody. Adios.